Welcome back, everybody. So today I got another little project for the 2022 G80 M3 xDrive. So it's going to be spoiler installed today. So I just ordered a new spoiler. The stock one I actually like. It's just very subtle, but it's black. I like the way it looks, but I just wanted something a little more aggressive. And originally I was going to order something in gloss black just to match that spoiler and the rest of the car, but I was mainly only finding things in carbon, so I decided just to go with the carbon option. So I'm going to show you that here. So this is a Ducktail Spoiler. So it's definitely, it's probably about 3 times as large as the stock spoiler, and it sits about roughly flat like this, so it has more of a high kick to it. And from the back, it has the same indention in the back as the stock spoiler, but again, a much higher kick. So I'm excited, and the first time I saw the pictures on this, I thought it looked really, really good. So it's kind of the one I always wanted. So I had just got that in. So we're going to put that on today. And first step will be removal of the old spoiler. So I've got some gloves because I'm going to use some braided fishing line to feed under that spoiler to get it off. I'm also probably going to heat it up with my heat gun first just to get that adhesive off. Most of these spoilers are just stuck by some double stick tape, so something just like this. The new spoiler came with this thin double-sided adhesive, and I've already had this one. It's just much wider and stronger. This is like 50 pounds a piece will hold. So if I feel like it's not enough with this, I may go ahead and use this thicker one, much stronger one. This is what I used on my front lip. If you remember that install video or you watched that, this is what I used for that to help me on it. So I've got that. I've also got, just off of Amazon, I ordered this rubber wheel for my drill. So it just attaches, to your cordless drill. Pretty simple. This is to get the adhesive off of the top of the trunk, because I think that's going to be the hardest job today, is getting all that adhesive off, because you want a completely clean surface before you bind that new spoiler on. So that is pretty much all my supplies. What I'm going to do is, once it's completely clean, I'm going to get a little surface prep. So same thing that I would use like Car Pro Eraser or Adam's surface prep, which is just an isopropyl alcohol spray. And I'm going to clean it really good so I can get the best adhesion possible. And I'm kind of glad I didn't ceramic coat the car yet, because once I stick this on, then I'll ceramic coat everything. And if I had it ceramic coated right there and it's a spot that I need to have some adhesive on, then it might be a little tough because the coating wouldn't want to bond to it. So this should work out pretty good. So I'm going to get the camera set up, and we'll get started. I'll show you all the steps. I've got the camera set up, and I've got my heat gun plugged in. So that's what I'm going to do first, is just heat up everything under this spoiler to remove it. And if you happen to see a little guy walking around probably by my feet, I think he's about to come here. That's Hank, our little Frenchie, our French bulldog. So he's with me in the garage today, just roaming around. So I already just cut a piece. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I cut a piece of the braided fishing line. I use braided just because it was stronger, and you can get a stronger pound test like fishing line, and it's not as thick as monofilament. I'm sure anything will work pretty much, but I think that's like a 65-pound braid, because I don't want it to break very easily as I'm working this thing. So I'm just gonna get this going. I'm just putting it hot, and just gonna heat this thing up. And I'll probably start in this corner right here and get it under there and work it. I may have to do it in sections. And it'll just take a little while. But I want to try to preserve this spoiler too, just in case I ever decide to put it back on, if I sell it, trade it, whatever it may be. Let's see. So I'm going to just kind of wrap this around. I got gloves on because this line will cut through your hand, it seems like, but See if you're just gonna slide it like that. Look, it slides pretty easy. See that? And I can feel it getting a little bit tougher just where I didn't heat up. So I might stop right there because this is already coming up. That's good. Just gonna heat another section. So if this is your first time watching, you know, no obligation to subscribe, but if you follow along, I appreciate it. Have had a lot of good comments so far. You know, I started this channel on March 1st, I believe, of 22. And it's just a passion of mine. You know, if you haven't seen before, just car detailing, and really BMW is a passion of mine. I'm no professional, but got many years doing it and a lot of research in doing it. So I appreciate any of you guys that are watching, especially the ones that have left comments and suggestions, and I'll really appreciate that. All right, so let's see. We can work it a little further here. You just want to kind of like knife it, saw it back and forth. And it cuts fairly good. It's actually still going. Yeah, if you do this barehanded, your fingers would probably be cut by now, because I could feel it through the glove even, trying to just wrap tight here. There we go. So got to pass all the way through. So look at that. It's peeling right up. Helps that it was softer too from the heat. Yeah. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so now you see all that residue left, all of that glue. So we got to get all that off because the new spoiler will be coming on. Let me grab the new spoiler just to give you I guess a reference of size comparison. So that is the old, this is the new, so you can see the difference. So this one will sit up with a lot more kick. So if I take off the stock spoiler, I'm curious to see how this sits and will be. So it's going to be something like so. Yeah, that's going to look really good. Yep, that's going to look good. So you can see much more high kick there, and it's going to make the back of this car so much more aggressive and better. All right, let me put this aside. So we've got to get this adhesive off now. I naturally don't want to do anything to damage the paint. So I want to, I guess, do as little as possible that I need to get this off. It's funny how some spots came off just very clean and most of it did not. A lot of dirt under there too. So we're going to clean it up good. And I'm really curious to see how this wheel works, because this will soften it up, but it doesn't, you know, that glue is not loose. Let's test out this this wheel here. Yeah, so I mean, it'll definitely kind of scuff up your clear coat a little bit. It's shedding everywhere too, because it's a rubber wheel. It just wears down. But I guess it's taken off some of it. Let's see. Oh, it comes off though. And I don't want to burn through the paint, so I want to kind of keep it moving. But and that seems to work pretty good. Tell you one thing, is covering the back of the car with this rubberized dust. Little piece of adhesive came off there. So there's just a little bit of residue left. I might be able to get that off just with a spray. You know, like a tar and bug remover or some WD-40 or something might just loosen that. Or I have some goof off adhesive remover too. This is making it a whole lot easier though, quicker. Well, okay, you saw that. All right, let me get some of this off. I'll end up having to do just a whole wipe down of the back of the car after. Good thing the car is dirty. And it doesn't look like it's really damaging the paint much, which is was my biggest concern. And it's going way quicker than I thought. Probably need a new battery here in a minute. I just got my drill on high speed. I'm just kind of moving quickly through it to not burn the paint. And I mean, I think it's going to be good. Like pretty much all gone. I think I got it. All right. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit and then I'll be right back with you guys for the next step. Okay, so I didn't clean it up quite yet. I just wanna get my stuff. A little bit of residue left on there. So first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna take, I have some, so you can see some bug and tar remover. It's in a press-all bottle from Obsessed Garage, but this is Adams, is the product. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit because that can't hurt anything, just help get a little extra of that residue. And just see how much is still there. There's a little bit. So the only negative to that wheel is it surely makes a mess. It makes a big mess. Man, what I'll probably do after is take a little waterless wash or something, kind of just wipe down everything. Might even take my blower and blow it off first, just to get all that dust off. So I'm just spraying a little Adams Surface Prep, which is just an isopropyl alcohol-based spray, you know, before your ceramic coat, stripping all waxes and everything. It smells just like alcohol. I just like it though. And you know, I really don't need these gloves anymore at this point. No more string, no more heat. So I got a new towel as well because that other one is getting pretty dirty. So I may have to get the wheel and just hit those couple of little spots that I see, because there's still definitely some on there. You know what? It's amazing how it does not ruin the paint. I'm not even sure how, because that's kind of scary. You know, the first time you do that, let me just clean all of this up. I'm almost out on this bottle, but I've got plenty more. Yeah, that one's done. That was a small bottle that I had. All right. And it's more just so dusty because that rubber wheel kind of just grinds away. So I think I'm gonna have to do a little more of that. So I guess you can maybe see in there's just a few little spots still. So I'm not gonna put a lot of pressure. I'm just gonna get a little bit on there. That's crazy how fast this thing works. I've never used one of these before. And it just takes every little bit of residue off. Really cool. That might just about do it. All right, so we have to wipe it down again. Let me just get a lot of this. Dust off of it first. And I need to get some more surface prep. So I've got maybe like 3 or 4 more large bottles of this plus Car Pro Eraser. I love Car Pro Eraser just because the smell of it makes this whole garage smell awesome. Well, this just smells like rubbing alcohol. That's probably all it is, but I like their little sprayers and how it mists. Just a fine mist it sprays. There's just a little bit of glue left right there, but it's coming off with a little scrubbing. Nice. We've just about got it. Just about ready for the new spoiler. There's one little edge here, and I didn't want to get too close because I didn't want to get that wheel past where the spoiler would go and then mess up the paint, or you would see it, but it really didn't mess up the paint. I bet you if I put a little like Sonax Perfect Finished on it, it would look great. It would look perfect. So let me see with a little bug remover. That bug remover may not work the best to get the little residue off, but it might work better than the alcohol. Not really. Just kind of inspecting a few little areas. All right, I think I'm gonna give it one more pass with the atoms. Really good. And I think we are ready now for the new. I want it kind of really squeaky clean, which it feels that way. So I want that adhesive to bond as good as possible. All right, let me get the new spoiler and the tape. Okay, so I definitely want to kind of line this up a couple times just to see again where it fits and how it'll fit. If I need to move it over a little bit, you know, up a little bit. It looks like it goes right up against. So I think that's how we do it. It goes right up against the lip of the trunk. Seems like. Just trying to get a perfect fit. Yeah, I think that is where it goes. So that's going to be the key. There's like a little ledge on the spoiler, and I'm pushing and can feel it. And I want to just make sure it's lined up. The same amount of spacing on each side. And that's about it right there. It's going to look good. So, you know, the thing is, once it's stuck, it's stuck. Okay, so I think this is the position of it. What I might actually do is I might get some painter's tape and just put some kind of like a straight line right there and a straight line right there as a guide. I think I'm going to do that just so I know when I bring it back on exactly where I want it to sit. Okay guys, so you could see I put some painter's tape from when I lined it up. You know, I sat it exactly where I wanted and then put the painter's tape there just to get the right spot. And then I went ahead and put the all the adhesive on it, you can see. So I wanted to make sure I got some in the corners right there. And what I ended up doing was, so this is the skinny one that came with it. As you can see, look, I'll come here, you can see a little better. This is the skinny 3M double-sided adhesive, and then I had the thick one. So I used that just from extra strength, and I just put some all the way down from corner to corner. And I'm just gonna peel it off and we'll line it up and get it all stuck. All right, so I just went and peeled off all the adhesive. So now is the part I gotta be very careful, because once this thing sticks, it's sticking. It's done. So, man, I'm gonna try and, yeah, this could be a little bit of a challenge. I might have to actually come from the top down and then kind of get it in there, because I put adhesive all the way on the corners. I want to make sure those corners stayed set. Not quite far up enough right here. feel like that's pretty good. Oh, I think I got it. I think I'm right on it. Yep, looking good. Looking good. So I'm just going to put a little pressure just to get it really stuck down. And that's going to be a wrap, man. That was a quick job. This whole thing didn't even take me but maybe half an hour at the most. And that's just taking my time and messing around between and filming. I still got to clean up. Just looking. Yeah. So I still got to clean up on the back end of the car just from all the rubberized dust. But it is on there. He's eating something. Hank. Nobody. Got a bug or something that he's chasing. But this was a really easy install. Much quicker than I actually thought it'd be, especially to get that adhesive off. And we're actually flying out to Vegas tomorrow morning early. Got to leave at like 2:30 a.m. for the airport for a work conference for the week. So I'm glad I wanted to get this done, you know, before heading out. But that's a wrap. We're looking good. So what I'll try to do is get the camera around back so you can see. So I'm just gonna move around the back side here so you can see some different angles. So let me do this and I'll zoom out a little bit here. There you go, just so you can see the difference. Much more aggressive, but not too wild. I like it. So, simple mod, won't cost you too much. For about 500 bucks or less, you could find these. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. So if you guys got any further questions or comments, just feel free to leave that in the comments below. But appreciate it. If you feel like it and you want to keep following along, please like the video, subscribe, stay tuned. Got a few more little small things that I'll probably do, and we definitely need to do the full paint correction series, decon, ceramic coating, everything. So that's to come as well. So stay tuned. Thank you.